I mean, I'm glad to finally see that the New Hampshire government is making a stand against this bullshit, talking about freedom and talking about succession of becoming your own free and independent country and stuff. However, you should have been that way from the beginning. You're only doing that because of the clapback. You tried to start these mandates. You tried to do all this federal garbage until your social media pages were filled up with live free or die, or die, or die, or die, or die. Emphasis on the or die people were doing on the internet. You were basically getting death threats because you were taking people's freedom as I mean, I'm not condoning death threatening anybody, but when you with somebody's freedom, you get what you get. I don't go do that, but when you do stupid like that, expect revolutionary
Winning. No.
when you do tyrannical bull in the United States of America based on our motherfucking culture, especially in a place that's motto is live free or die, expect revolutionary bullshit. But I'm so glad that the AG is standing against this stupid mandate. New Hampshire's AG joins opposition to Biden's mandate.
Winning.
The Center Square New Hampshire Attorney General John Formella has joined other Republicans in threatening to sue Democratic President Joe Biden over his COVID-19 vaccine mandates. The president shouldn't be ruling by decree.
Winning. No.
He's there is no separation of powers. He's bypassed the Supreme Court and the Congress on multiple occasions. Joe Biden should be thrown in prison. Formella was one of 20 Republicans attorney general who wrote to Biden last week urging him to drop his vaccine requirement for employers, calling the plan disastrous and counterproductive. There are many less intrusive means to combat the spread of COVID-19 other than requiring vaccinations or COVID-19 testing, the AG wrote. The risk of COVID-19 spreads also vary widely depending on the nature of the business in question, many of which can have their employees, for example, work remotely. The state's AG also claimed that the requirements are likely to increase skepticism of vaccines and vowed to challenge the new rules in court. Do it. Sue that motherfucking senile prick into motherfucking oblivion. From the policy perspective, the edict is unlikely to win hearts and minds. It will simply drive further skepticism, they wrote, and some Americans will simply leave the job market instead of complying. This will further strain an already tight labor market, burdening companies and threatening the jobs of even those who have received the vaccine. Biden's mandate, details of which are still being worked out, will require employers with more than 100 workers to require them to be vaccinated or tested weekly. The new rules will apply to federal workers and contractors who do business with the federal government. Companies face fines up to $14,000 per violation, Biden administration officials said. But yet our elected officials, their staff, the post office, and things like that are exempt from this. Why don't you want to take the goddamn vaccine, but I have to take it? If I have to take it, you have to take it, you tyrannical piece of fascist trash.
You suck!
Biden's mandate, details of which are still being worked out, will require employers with more than 100 workers to require them to be vaccinated and tested weekly. The new rules will apply to federal workers and contractors who do business with the federal government. Companies face fines of up to we already read that. The plan has also required vaccinations for about 17 million healthcare workers at hospitals and other facilities that receive federal Medicare and Medicaid funding. The White House estimates the mandates could affect 100 million Americans who are still not vaccinated against the virus, including thousands of workers in New Hampshire. The state's attorney general argued that Biden's mandate is not only illegal, but fails to acknowledge that some workers are not at risk for getting infected. It's what works for you and your stupid ass Democratic city liberal does not work for everybody in the rural areas. So you in New York, banning a firearm might keep you from getting shot, but banning that firearm that you want to blanket across the entire country is going to get somebody's kids in rural America eaten by a goddamn bear.
Winning. No. You suck.
Or a mountain lion.
Winning. No. You suck.
You're idiots. Your sweeping mandate fails to account for the fact that many workers, for example, those who work from home or work outdoors, are at almost no risk of exposure from their current co-workers, regardless of their vaccine status, the AG wrote. A one-size-fits-all policy is not reasoned decision-making. It is a power for power's sake. Calling it how it is, dude. calling it how it is. About 55% of eligible New Hampshire residents are fully vaccinated, according to the State Department of Health and Human Services. Nearly 60% have had at least one shot. The agency says the data shows that vaccinations in New Hampshire have been largely stagnant since the summer, despite being one of the top states for vaccinations. That's because those who have gotten vaccinated in New Hampshire have been vaccinated, and those who are not getting vaccinated in New Hampshire are never going to get vaccinated. Um, Nationally, more than 100 million Americans, at least have half of the U.S. population, are fully vaccinated, according to the Federal Center of Disease Control and Prevention. And the only reason why they got at least one shot is because they were going to get vaccinated, and then you started this bullshit. Now they're not.
You suck!
They only got the one shot. I am as pro-vaccine as it gets, but I do not support this mandate from Washington. Same. I have every other goddamn vaccine. I was gonna get this one, but I can't because of this bullshit. I have to refuse to take it.
That's how winning is done!
You're gonna have to fucking kill me until you unfuck your tyrannical trash.
Winning? No. You suck!
I don't care if fucking it was bad and people were fucking dying. I'd still be the same fucking way.
That's how winning is done!
They deserve to die if you're trying to take my motherfucking freedom. When will I comply? When every single fucking person is dead.
That's how winning is done!
I'll comply in fucking hell.
That's how winning is done! Winning? No. You suck!
That doesn't mandate from Washington is not the answer. Through last week, we need folks to get vaccinated. There's just no question about that, but this was not the right approach. New Hampshire Chairman Stephen Stepanek raised the state's push to join the national fight against Biden's vaccine mandate, which he called a power grab. I myself decided to be vaccinated when the option was available, but I would never force such compliance upon those who are unvaccinated, Stepanek in the statement. In times like these, we must find empathy for our fellow Americans and rally behind the freedoms of which our country was founded. Freedom! Not fucking monarchical, fucking tyrannical, fascist government trash. Take your Nazi fuckery and off.
Winning? No. You suck!
But New Hampshire Democrats and public health officials have criticized the governor's vows to challenge the mandate, saying it sends the wrong message. Whether a mandate or not, the basic fact that Sununu and NHAG are wrong. No, they're not. They're fucking right. You are wrong. There's zero individual constitutional right to override harm to public health. There's zero constitutional right to force somebody to take a medical fucking procedure for the safety of fucking other people.
You suck!
You have that fucking backwards.
You suck!
Democrat Dan Felt is a former Senate leader and gubernatorial candidate, posted on social media. If Sununu really believes we are all in this together, he'd incentivize vaccinations, not sue POTUS. He did incentivize vaccinations. He said that I believe in the vaccination and we should get vaccinated.
Stop lying.
He just stands against your government Nazi fascist bullshit.
Winning.
So take your fucking Nazi piece of shit ass out of fucking New Hampshire because you're a fucking piece of trash and we don't want you here. We want fucking freedom. Live free or die. And you're about to fucking invoke the or die part, and I don't want that fucking mess. I've been at war. I don't want fucking war at the level of war that you're gonna cause with your Nazi fascist mess.
You suck!
Like, nobody will win that. Nobody fucking wins that level of war.
You suck!
It's starting to sound like Alex Jones over here. We are a country founded on freedom.
That's how winning is done.
Freedom comes first.
That's how winning is done.
Safety comes third.
That's how winning is done.
I'm just saying.